one thing that's very, very useful when you're an ethical hacker and you want to maintain your privacy, or even just like if you're someone that just, wants to remain anonymous on the web for whatever reason, there are a lot of people that are actually very paranoid about this kind of stuff. Like maybe somebody's watching, maybe the government's watching, maybe they are. So you don't necessarily want them to know, what you're exactly doing. And that doesn't mean that you're doing bad things. You just want to maintain your privacy, which is a right. So the Tor browser is a web browser that allows users to browse the web while preventing surveillance and tracking. Now, this is achieved by routing all of your requests through 3 other nodes, which are just other computers in the Tor ecosystem. And you pretty much use them as proxies. Think of it this way. So traffic is coming from pretty much from your router, and it's going out to the web, but it's going through 3 other computers. And each time, it's encrypted. Each time it goes through another computer. So number one, no one's going to be able to decrypt this traffic. And then number two, you're going to have pretty much a different identity when you're on the web. This is very, very useful. And you're going to see that, your security and privacy improves drastically, if you were to use the Tor browser. So if you wanted to download this on our Kali virtual machine, we could just do a simple apt get install Tor and then Tor browser launcher. And we can go ahead and try that out and see if we can get Tor on our Kali machine. Okay guys, so we're back on our Kali machine. So what we need to do really quickly before we can install Tor is actually update the repositories that our Kali Linux machine is actually pulling updates and install requests from. So what we're going to do is v/etc/apt/sources.list, and you're going to want to add this line right here. So pause the video and type this line exactly as you see it right here inside of this file. And then you're going to want to do a right quit, or just a quit. There you go. For me, since I didn't edit anything. And then now if you do a sudo apt-get update, it should actually be able to pull, from the repository, the different files that it needs. And then if this works right here, you should be able to update, all the things on Kali Linux, but you should also be able to go through and actually do the apt-get command to install Tor. So you can go ahead and update your system if you would like to. If you do have an issue and it actually isn't finding Tor still, another command that may help, you may or may not have to do this. So it would be apt-key space adv space --key server hkp keys.gnupg.net, and then just put --recv-keys and hit enter, and it's going to execute this command. And this is just gonna go through and allow us to be able to actually pull, from this repository list. If you're having an issue, you may or may not have to do that one. So after that, you can try the apt update and see if it works. And if it did, you're gonna be good to go. So what we can do now is sudo apt-get install Tor, and then we're gonna do Tor browser launcher, and now it's gonna pull from online. It's gonna ask if you want to continue. Yes. So now you type in capital Y, hit enter, and now it's gonna go through and actually download Tor from us. And then once that's done, we're gonna be able to go ahead and launch Tor. So once this is done, we're gonna check back in. I'm gonna teach you guys how to launch it up. Okay guys, so we have Tor installed, my install finished. So now let's go ahead and use the Tor browser launcher launcher. And what it's gonna do, since it's the first time you're doing it, it has to download some files to go ahead and get you set up. But once this is done, it's going to open up the Tor browser for us. So let's just give it a minute. It's installing the application. Okay, so once it's installed, Tor browser is launched. So as you can see, it opened up this window by itself. So all you're gonna want to do is if you want to configure some settings, you can, but just hit connect, and then it's connecting us to the Tor relay, and it's going to encrypt all of our communications online and route us through all the different nodes that is set that I explained before. And we're pretty much good to go. You'll be browsing anonymously through Tor. It may be a little bit slower than, if you're browsing in just a regular browser. That's just because of all the, extra encryption and traveling that our data has to do when we're using Tor. But it's definitely worth the privacy.